Okay guys, so PTCP is here in Luton, Bedfordshire, at Luton Police Station. So this is their yard area. You see they've put up all this sort of felting sort of stuff here now, which wasn't there before. So AB came here a couple of years ago. He had his two-part standoff outside Luton Police Station, and yeah, this wasn't here then. I know that much for sure. So let's see vehicles sort of drive in that direction. We're going to pop and have a look. See what we can do. Marked vehicle. Pulling out. Yeah, really. This is the gate Luton Police Station. Yeah, it's interesting though. I was just looking up misconduct cases in Bedfordshire to see if there was anything going on recently. And they've got quite a few reports from sort of, what was it, 2019 to 20, or was it 20 to 21? Can't remember now. But there's nothing further than that, and there's nothing on the upcoming misconduct cases. So either they're not publishing, or Bedfordshire Police are doing very, very well and not getting any complaints that are being upheld. I know which one I'm most likely to... Oh, nice to meet you, Ethan. You just got your warrant card, did you? Because you haven't got any identifying factors or anything.
It's up in the office.
Well, then I'm afraid I'm not going to talk to you. Do you have a warrant card on you, sir?
I think mine.
Okay, then I'm not going to talk to you either.
Just come to ask what you did.
Well, go get your warrant cards and we might have a conversation.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Going to try and come out and do stop an account with me when they're not even don't even have their warrant cards. They're not like, they're wearing a black polo and black trousers. They didn't have any epaulets on, nothing on it that said police on it. I'm not going to engage with that. Not in the slightest.
Before we even step into this police station yard, let's break down what you're really about to witness, because this isn't just a casual interaction between a cameraman and a few officers. This is a live test of professionalism, accountability, and power dynamics inside a police environment. An independent auditor shows up at Luton Police Station, camera rolling, not to cause chaos, but to observe. Simple, right? But here's where it gets interesting. In situations like this, the smallest details matter. Identification, tone, transparency, and respect. Get those right and everything stays calm. Get them wrong, and think...
Just matters of public interest, personal recreation. Just out of curiosity, so...
It was 273.
Yeah, perfect, thank you, appreciate that.
That's alright.
Just had two constables come out and basically all they were doing was a stop an account.
Right.
But neither of them had, like, for example, you got your epaulets on.
Yeah.
One of them, I didn't actually ask how long, but he did provide his name and his number when asked. they didn't carry his warrant card with him.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I've
So
got mine if you want to see it.
yeah, if you want to show me.
I'll show you mine. So.
Lovely, thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, no, just like, you know, stop an account is a police power still.
Right.
If they go in to engage in policing activity within use of policing power,
Yeah.
you need to like make sure that they have either their shoulder numbers,
Yeah.
something that says police on it. So I noticed your tops don't actually say police on it.
Some do.
Some do, but
have
yeah,
the
but
arms,
yeah,
etc.,
but that he had the same one that you've got.
Right.
Didn't have any like epaulets or anything like that. So
Okay. I don't know the circumstances.
yeah, of course,
I was just walking back.
sure, I understand that. But yeah, if his name was Ethan, can't remember
okay.
his number and everything. But
That's fine.
if you know the Ethan, just him and his colleague he was with, just put a word in there, have a word with the sergeant,
Yeah, I
just
appreciate
make sure that they are carrying their warrant card or
Yeah.
have some identifying factor if they're going to be using a policing power.
Appreciate
That'd be grand.
But there's nothing else I can help with.
No, I'm all good, mate. Thank you.
Have you got a bike or something?
Start, you can already feel a different tone compared to more aggressive audits. The auditor is making it clear. He's not there to block access, not there to interfere, to observe. And interestingly, the OFIC responds in a relatively calm, open way. Now this is key because first impressions in these encounters often dictate everything that follows. When an officer opens, "Is there anything I can help you with?" Asterisk instead of asterisk. "What are you doing?" Asterisk, it immediately lowers tension. It frames the interaction as cooperative rather than confrontational. But don't get too comfortable just yet. Because while this opening seems smooth, what's coming next is a subtle breakdown in protocol that completely shifts the dynamic.
First, to just a bit of a fail on their part there. You know, if they're going to use the police and power, like I said to that constable, then you know they need to carry their warrant cards or be in, you know, some sort of uniform that IDs them as a constable. However, that second or third constable, I suppose he is, was actually very polite, very friendly, willing to identify with his warrant card, which when they're in uniform they don't actually have to do. But yeah, so because he had his shoulder number, his epaulets on, you know, he wouldn't be obliged to identify with a warrant card. But yeah, he was willing to, which is nice of him. Vehicle.
Now this part might seem like casual commentary from the auditor, but it's actually setting up something much bigger: accountability. By mentioning misconduct records and the lack of recent published cases, the auditor is subtly questioning transparency within the force. And here's why that matters. Public trust in policing isn't just built on what officers do in the moment. It's built on how openly institutions handle mistakes behind the scenes. When records appear incomplete or outdated, it creates doubt, whether justified or not. So while this might sound like background chatter, it's actually laying the groundwork for the questions that come later. Because this isn't just about filming anymore, it's about whether the
Sergeant Doctor, Bedfordshire Police, based at Luton. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad yourself.
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
I've not come out here to question what you're up to or to ask you to stop doing anything.
Cool.
I understand one of my PCs have come out to speak to you. I just wanted to come out and introduce myself because I'm the duty sergeant here at Luton. So if you get any issues, my car number is 6461.
Oh, perfect, thank you.
I'm just really glad to see that you stepped away from the gate when they're filming, when they've come out.
Oh,
So
of course,
that's
yeah, I'm not here to obstruct anybody in
Not
the...
at all. Well,
no.
you, is there anything I can help you with? Any queries you'd like to know about the station? What goes on here? Anything I can assist you with? I haven't got that long. I'm the duty sergeant. I'm
Yeah,
quite busy,
sure,
but
yeah,
I'll
I'll
try
see
and
you
help
looking
you if I
after the
can.
station. Quick question. In terms of misconduct in Bedfordshire with the police force, I've noticed on your website that from, I think it was 19 to 20, there's a few listed, but further than that, there was absolutely no information of past misconduct hearings or any upcoming. Do you know of any that are upcoming? I don't want specific details, but do you know of any upcoming that, are they just not being published, are they not being reported, or are they not being followed up?
I'll be honest, I don't know the answer to that query. Your best bet would probably be to speak to our customer services freedom of information request.
Yeah.
Have you ever done one of those before?
Yeah.
I know. it's like any workplace. There's always rumours going around about people might be trouble this, might be trouble that.
Sure.
I don't tend to comment on rumour because I've been doing this job long enough that I've been subject to complaints that have been a load of rubbish, if I'm brutally honest.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wouldn't want someone talking about Backfires investigation. If they're ongoing investigations, obviously they're probably going to be quite limited and slow down. Quite limited on what can be released in case it prejudices any further stuff, because misconduct could turn to criminal proceedings, or criminal proceedings misconduct, vice versa. But honestly, I wouldn't want to give you an incorrect answer. So your best bet is if you contact customer services on 101.
Yeah.
Do you live in Bedfordshire?
No.
Okay, so
but I know how to do it
101,
I know how to do it for you. I know how to do it for you.
Or online. We have an online submission.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't tend to use online. I'm a bit old school.
Fair enough. No worries. I can do it for you.
If you do
That's
that,
fine.
they'll be able to give you that. And I wouldn't want to give information that's incorrect. But
cool.
if there's anything, obviously it's not operationally sensitive, you want to know about the station, what goes on here, I'm more than happy to just take a couple minutes to speak to you. If you don't need to know anything, I'll just carry on with my work.
Appreciate that, and appreciate your response to that. I do understand. Usually I just find it a bit odd for 2 years roughly there's nothing published, but I'm sure if I do it for you they'll be able to give us more information. So you have a PC called Ethan, can't remember his surname or his collar number, it's on the footage, but he came out and did basically used to stop an account because he came out asking what I was doing. Yeah, literally.
And there it is, the first real point of friction. Notice how quickly things break down the moment identification becomes unclear. The auditor asks a simple question. Asterisk, do you have your warrant card now? From a public perspective, that's not an unreasonable request. Identification builds trust. It reassures people that they're dealing with legitimate authority. Instead of resolving that concern, the officers dismiss it, and that's where the interaction collapses. Because the auditor immediately mirrors that energy. No ID, no conversation. This is a perfect example of how small procedural gaps can create unnecessary conflict. It's not about...
So if they're going to engage in policing activity using their powers, they need to make sure that they have identifying factors on their uniform. If they don't, then essentially they're plain clothes and they need a warrant card with them.
Yeah, you're quite correct.
So I don't want to put in a formal complaint or anything, but if you can find out who the Ethan is.
Have you got a general description of what he looks like? I'll be honest, I transferred to Luton 3 weeks ago from being based up in Bedford,
so
I don't know everybody on my team.
Yeah.
I know a few other
I'll
people.
tell you what, because you're being polite and I'm not in fear of my safety or anything, I'll stop the footage and I'll show you the footage just quickly. Alright, so guys, I'll be right back.
I recognise him by full name. I recognise the face. I think he's in one of our investigation teams.
Cool.
There is a couple of sergeants up there. So if I'll go up there, and if he's up there, I'll just give him some advice.
Brilliant. Yeah. Again, absolutely. Like I say, I don't want to put in a formal complaint because generally everyone else has been alright, and I don't feel like it's necessary. It wasn't over the top. He didn't actually try and use any force or anything. So as soon as I said that I didn't want to engage without their warrant card or anything, they were quite happy to just leave me to it. So, but just have a word with them, just make sure that obviously. But if they're going to use police powers, they have that with them.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else I can help you with?
No, I think that's all good. So I'll let you crack on with your day. I know you're a busy man.
Is with a different officer. Same situation, same auditor, but suddenly everything feels calmer, more professional, more cooperative. Why? Because this officer does that alone transforms the interaction. There's no defensiveness, no tension, just a normal conversation. And it proves an important point. Most of these confrontations aren't about filming at all. They're about how authority is presented. The auditor even softens his tone here, explaining his position instead of challenging it. That's not a coincidence. That's a reaction to be...
Sergeant Doherty, you can refer them to me.
Alright, spot on.
No,
perfect. Thank you, Sergeant.
Get out of the rain, I think.
Yeah. There we go, guys. What a lovely, lovely sergeant here at Luton Police Station. Hopefully, he's been here 3 weeks, so hopefully, that sort of attitude from a supervising rank, a higher rank, will trickle down to the PCs, and I think generally, from what I've seen of some more recent ones of Luton, their response does seem to be better in regards to filming outside a police station. Hopefully that attitude and respect for members of the public carries over to other areas of their duties when engaging with members of the public. Obviously, what we see is a very specific reaction to a very specific situation, but hopefully if we can change their attitude towards something like this, and the respect that they have for the public, that will carry over to I say other areas of their duties, like stop searches, whether or not they need to use a stop search, demanding ID and information from the public, although that first constable did try and failed quite quickly. But yeah, I think it was absolutely fantastic that sergeant took the time to come out and speak to me. Obviously, like I said, he is the duty sergeant, so he is in sort of running the day-to-day operation of the station at the moment, so obviously quite busy, but still took the when they arrived, so they've just decided to park on the pavement. Interesting.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Yeah, so they've got a couple of posters about murder investigations. They got one with a £10,000 reward. So that was quite a time ago. Last seen 2018. That was like 4 years ago. I wonder if that's been solved yet. I'll have a look, see if I can find anything online. If I can, I'll put it here. And that was 2013. That's even longer ago. That's like 9 years ago now. Damn. But yeah, there's quite a few people sort of in the actual log.
Call a reset moment. The tension from earlier hasn't disappeared, but it's been neutralized by professionalism. The auditor is now calmly explaining concerns, not arguing. The officer is listening, not dismissing. And suddenly, what could have been a confrontation becomes a constructive exchange. But don't miss the underlying issue. The auditor is still pushing for accountability regarding the earlier officers. He's not letting that go. And that's important because it shows this isn't just about personal interaction,